So when John sits there and says, I'm going to cut down those things that aren't growing fruit right now, what he's looking at them and saying, don't sit here and think that these orchards you're tending that aren't actually producing something now in the midst of our life together are going to suddenly be fruitful a decade from now if they're not fresh plantings. Don't rely on the fact that if you just keep doing what you're doing, even if it's not working, that it's going to be okay. Ask yourself, look at what's happening in your life right now in the things that might be the long-term sustainable plan for who you are and what you are, and ask, where is fruit actually growing? And if you're sustaining a whole bunch of work, if you're doing a lot of energy, if you're taking the time to do stuff, and there's not fruit presently being made by those trees, it's time to cut them down and ask, what is it that we actually need to do? When I say, as the Sadducees and the Pharisees of the world today, that we need to engage these two metaphors, first, we can make new children of Abraham out of the very rocks. It's remind us that anything that we might have done is important, it's good, it's nourishing, it's things that we have done, but the question is, are we doing the same type of thing now? How we continue to make the fruit have the harvest in our lives. And we're looking at what we're doing now and looking forward. Are we sitting here saying, well, something will happen in the future, we just have to wait? And are we sitting here tending an orchard that there actually isn't any expectation that it's going to bear fruit? And if that's the case, then we need to cut down the parts of our lives, the trees of our lives, the bits of our lives that aren't going to sustain us. So here we have this moment in Advent where we're asked to really critically look at who we are as the religious authority going about our work in the world, and as the laity, the people doing actual ministry of the gospel out in the world at large, and ask ourselves, what is the harvest, the offering we can bring today? What's the harvest, the offering that we've seen in the next year that we can expect to flourish again in the year ahead? And John's sort of really clear that those things we can't find ourselves offering, those things that aren't bearing fruit in our life, we're sort of supposed to throw in the fire and move on. And that's something that we as the church really have to sort of ask ourselves so that we don't get stuck. I think it's a question that in the midst of where we are in this kind of transition as Church of the Apostles is an important one to ask. To sit here and think in our lives as individuals, in our lives as a congregation, in our lives as a greater community, where is the fruit, where is the harvest we can offer right now? Where is the fruit, where is the harvest we know that we can expect to see blossom, grow, and come to fruition in the next year? What things, what patterns, what parts of our life as community, what parts of our lives as individuals, might we just need John the Baptist to going, well, you brood of vipers? And know that this time of Advent is a time for that discernment and that renewal. A time for us to really be able to ask as we come to the offertory moment, what fruits of the harvest do we have to bring to this altar today? And make sure that every single week we have things to offer from the harvest of our individual lives, from the harvest of our community as a congregation, and bring to this altar. And that if we find ourselves caught up in, well, this is how we did things a decade ago, or, well, if we keep doing this, maybe this will repeat itself and we'll see something in a few dozen years, that can probably be sort of, left behind us. As we look at where is growth, where is newness, Where is the next harvest? Where is the joy, the love, the hope we have for the day, the fruits of the Spirit's growing in our lives? And let ourselves bring those before God. And let the other things that need to pass away of this world in our lives pass away. Amen.